What's up guys, it's the Devil's Talon here, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at how to W key in Arena by analyzing one of the top pros of all time in NA East, and that is BBG Calc, or Young Calculator. But before I get into this VOD review guys, if you do enjoy my content or find what I'm telling you helpful, please drop a like on this video, hit that subscribe button, and turn on post notifications. But without further ado, let's just jump right in. Alright guys, as you can see on the screen we have BBG Calc, or Young Calc's perspective. He is going to be landing Salty Towers. Let's just jump right in. This is going to be a 20 bomb game. Landing Salty Towers, no surprise. Great way to get high kill games is landed Salty Towers. Gets a good land, part of W keying efficiently. Make sure you get a good land, get some free impacts, get you some mats and shield off spawn. You're going to see some really good aim right there from Calc. And then you're going to see some really bad aim from Calc. But this opponent rolls up on him. 23. Gets a nice little crack again.
Motion detected at the bedroom door.
Double swings, which can sometimes get him in trouble. Now this is kind of a 50-50 cracked, and you're going to see how kind of bad this ends up getting. He tries a Martaz ramp, misses a shot. And I don't know why this guy is just harpooning wildlessly. You could hear Cal go, what? But 4 HP probably should have been dead off spawn, but sometimes this is just the way of W keying. If he doesn't double swing there and just basically get in when his opponent is still good shield, you can see what happens. I love this edit. It kind of protects his head.
What the booga?
He goes, what the booga? But really good stuff here. Holding off keying until he gets his big off. He make good reload management as well, making sure his gun is reloaded. Heals up as well with bandages. Goes for it. Good crack, good crosshair placement. Good type of ramp. Kylix ramp, I believe is what it's called. And then gets a nice little finish. Now you're going to see an immediate drop for the charge. I believe Calc, from what I've seen, is similar to most pros, that it's going to be whatever rarity is better. If you have a green tack and a blue charge, take the blue charge. But if you have a purple tack and a purple charge, you're going to take purple charge. You're going to see he prefers the charge. Good peek right here. Huge 125 crack, and then full box piece control. Excellent. Look at this. Just absolutely worked. Really, really good stuff. Now you're going to see him get fried off shield. He's going to do a couple of good things here on the defensive. That really helps him win this next engagement after he gets almost 200 to 0, essentially, right here. His engagements go crazy later on. He gets hit to 63 HP. Immediate switch to hard mats. Gets one mini off quickly. Notice his opponent's going to metro in. I love this right here, holding a full charge to kind of slow his opponent's roll, which is really, really excellent to do with the charge. And opponent shocks away to height for some reason, and he gets his mini off. Holds a right-hand peek. Really good crosshair placement with the sniper. Jumps up, pressures, gets that front wall, cracks, gets the back wall, and then with him having a charge is going to win that fight. You're not going to win that fight up close with attack, especially with it being green. Now this is super strange. That opponent misses him. Looking like a flopper. Beautiful. Guy was absolutely lost. Good attempt at piece control, but good pre-frat damage. That guy was looking very, very lost. Probably rotated from somewhere else with that amount of loot at Pleasant Park. 3 bigs and whatever minis.
There you go.
Double swings right here, but gets it this time. Much better angle, and apparently that opponent was super duper weak. I really wonder if that was Colazo or not. Good attempt right there with the charge. Now look at that. We're going to talk about that specific move. You can now, for some reason, if you have good enough placement with your crosshair, with your blueprints, you can actually place a cone into someone's box through their wall. It's very, very broken. Opponent shocks away. Now things are going to get very, very sticky. Kind of getting barrel stuffed with a purple tack. Good attempt, 36. Now this guy is really, really bad. He does a good job of getting out there, but a better player would have probably gone for piece control. But let's just talk about that little bit of that cone slide, what I was talking about earlier, because it is very, very, very crucial. So we saw him finish up this fight. Now we're going to watch this in slow motion just because this isn't a great key from Calc. There's some mistakes here for sure. So misses the shot here and then is going to go up. Now notice how, look, he places a cone in his opponent's box, makes things uncomfortable. Really good angle right here, but his opponent does edit out, and then also cones calc. But this opponent playing a little bit more scared or passive. We don't have any information on his HP. So calc kind of chases him around for a while. The opponent realizes, okay, I need to get out. And then the other opponent comes in third parties. We'll just notice that's a right-hand peek. Absolutely correct. Sprays through with a scar to get the wall if the opponent was there. And then the opponent's under the stairs and just shocks away. Now let's talk about the other opponent. The opponent does a good job of jumping on calc right here. Misses the shot, and then calc eats an 84, but the opponent does get full boxed. Good crouch, but only hits for 36. Now the third party right here where he makes the mistake, but he does a great job of getting back to that right hand peak. He has full piece control. The opponent's looking like a flopper. A better opponent would have coned that, and calc would have been absolutely screwed. But really good recovery from calc, getting back towards that left to create a right hand peak. And now let's just jump into the next engagement. He sees this opponent out here, knows that he's underneath this ramp. Beautiful right hand 54 crack, creates another peanut butter, then pre-boxes. This is really good. Now this ending's a little bit not as good. For some reason Metro Classic doesn't work, and then we get some very bad aim and poor reload management, but then we get a nice little cone sign and finally end it. Some other possibilities he could have done with that Metro, or instead of just Metro Classicing in, what he could have done here, because he had that entire box, right? He doesn't have to keep going on the wall that the opponent has, right? We get this full pre-box right here. So for some reason, we control everything here, right? So the opponent really only has one place. So once he gets this 84 cracked, another thing, instead of Metro Classicing in, he goes for a double window peek, but the opponent shoots through because it's wood. To be a little bit more safer, you could have gone to the side here, continued to hack the wall, or you could go on any of these other walls, right? Doesn't get in with the Metro Classic somehow. And then waits to reload. Good reload management right there. Gets in, but just really bad aim. And then the opponent does a good job of getting away. But calc recovers right here, getting the wall and cone slide, and the opponent can't go anywhere. That's a GG's. Good recovery. Just a better player would have capitalized on those just unfortunate mistakes from the calc right there. But we're going to see again calc's W King skills on display still. I like how he just kind of sometimes when there's a lot of players around, just kind of box up and plays a little bit like slow. It's like, okay, protect my back, protect my angles. Now, I would definitely wouldn't recommend doing almost 6-7 pickaxing on a metal wall, especially on a side ramp. It makes you extremely easy to get coned, but the opponent just edits down. Not sure if he was weak. It was a little bit weak. Really good cone slides. Calc does a good job of pressuring the wall, right hand peek, and then edits through. Same thing. Opponent just continues to edit down. And then now his opponent's in wood, sprays through. This is sometimes the problem with getting in. You can get third party, but calc does an excellent job right here. Cracks and then gets the cone slide for piece control. Backs up into a right hand peek, and then great, excellent movement. Those two kills are really, really good. Let's just look at that last one because it was very scuffed at the start, but calc immediately creates space. So he gets that fry on this opponent. He does a good job of chasing. And once he eventually gets in, he's like, okay, I'm in wood. I'm going to spray through with a shotgun, which is really a good advantage of the attack, but having a scar is good as well. Gets there. If he places a cone there for piece control, he actually dies. So really good awareness, actually, that opponent's going to jump in. Nice crack, and then also cone slide. About 132 damage. And notice this duck back immediately to the left. Gets full piece control to prevent him from going out. And calc has pretty much everything in there. And then he crouches around. An opponent has nowhere to go, and that's a very easy finish for calc. Just created by him creating space. Now we go on this opponent. Beautiful attempt at piece control. Gonna Metro Classic in. Opponent unfortunately shocks away. We do have a double swing, and that double swing almost gets him in trouble, but a really good just mechanic recovery right there. Placing that cone, getting that piece control, and the opponent not hitting that hard of a shot, but again having attack. As you can see, purple charge preference for calc. I feel like charge is still just slightly better just because of the more consistent damage. And I feel like most pros just take it based on rarity. If you have a purple charge and a blue tack, you take purple charge. Beautiful full box right there. Good example of piece control. You notice right here, beautiful cone slide. Calc always constantly going for piece control. Right here, double swings. It's okay, doesn't get the wall. Opponent doesn't make an edit. Double swings this time and gets it, but that's a little bit more safer because he's on a right-hand peak. So let's just talk about these two engagements. Good example of piece control and better jobs of angles. Sometimes double swing can get you in trouble, but you also have to be confident that you're going to take a wall. He's not super high ping. It's about 30 ping, so nothing, you know, you can still take a wall here and there, but he's not going to get it every time. So as you see, he shockways over to this opponent. He does a good job. Now, he got floor, but didn't get floor cone. He gets cone in there eventually, but opponent makes a smart decision to get out. Good attempt right here, but opponent is actually behind him. This jump up, the kind of 360 jump, it was so good. Kind of protected him from getting boxed. And see him placing the cone in for piece control early. Double swings, but beautifully gets the wall, and this is a full box. Ducks back again to the left. And the opponent, again, with attack, is just not going to be able to out-hit him a one good charge shot, trusting your aim. Now, the attempts of piece control are really good here. Unfortunately, the opponent phases, so he can't really get the shot off. This is very, like, a good clone slide. He sees his opponent reloading a shotgun. And his opponent, you could probably tell, isn't super-duper skilled. He edits through. Places the cone so the opponent can't place a ramp. Double swings, but doesn't get it. It's okay, but now look at this. This is a little bit better just because he's on a right-hand peak. He doesn't go for the cone. He ducks immediately and then starts basically spamming his crouch to make him harder to hit. And that's a GG's. Really good stuff from Calc in those particular engagements. Let's fast forward on to the next one. We're almost towards the end. He's going to bounce her into zone, and then he's going to key this one opponent. Getting up. Double swing, doesn't get it. Double swing. He does get the cone in. Like I said, you can place cones into people's boxes. Now this ramp is excellent. Clicks, peak, boom, huge crack. And then just non-stop put pedal to the gas. Metro Classics in and gets the cone for piece control. That's a really good engagement after a pretty kind of what could have been a rough start. The opponent had actually done anything with this edit. So you're going to see kind of the OP-ness of getting... He double swings, doesn't get it. But what you're going to see what he does right here. Boom. He gets the cone in the box, which makes the opponent uncomfortable, so he goes back. Now he swings right through. Almost gets killed right there. Opponent misses his shot, but that ramp makes it super uncomfortable. Then an excellent clicks peak right there. As you can see, crouch accelerating, if you will, into it, which makes the clicks peak so good, makes you so hard to hit. And then gets the wall one tap. Make sure that his pickaxe is on the wall when he goes through to make sure he breaks it, because if he doesn't hit that particular circle, he doesn't get the 100 pickaxe damage that's going to allow him to get through the wall. He'll actually end up not hitting the wall to one tap, but he does right there, and so and places then this cone, so there's no ramp, no 50-50 essentially, with him being at such a significant health advantage. Ends the fights incredibly fast with good pressure, good metrical control, and just good mechanics. But Calc is not going to stop here. He's going to continue his W King Fest. He sees this opponent. Almost puts this guy in the Taj. Another excellent clicks peek. Gets him to bait with a charge shot. You can see Calc's mechanics on display. Gets the wall. Now this is one mistake right here. This is probably the biggest mistake of the entire VOD review. And we'll just take a look at what was wrong. Look at Calc play his angles. He's pretty frustrated with that player, just the way that he was playing. We didn't see the entire fight, but let's just take a look at kind of the mistake right there. That, you know, even though he's at significant health advantage, sometimes it just shows why playing over aggressive can get you hurt. So we noticed that we had that huge click peak, so we don't get the wall right here, right? But what we end up doing is we go for a pickaxe, which I don't think you should do. I think you should spray through it with a gold scar, because what ends up happening is it kind of, you get into this awkward yellow phase. Look at, he has no LOS because of the cone breaking or his shield cracking, but look at this. Look at how horrific this is. You can't see anything. I don't care who you are. I don't care how good a player. You can't see anything with this happening. Like, the build cracking, and then he gets hit for a lot, and almost He gets hit one more time, he's dead. He's so fortunate. He has one floppers and is able to get out. Another possible option he could have, once he realized that he had that cone, or that was under that cone, that opponent has nowhere else to go. Like, he has to edit that cone. Calc can then jump to the side, create a pre-box, and or just get to the side and then spray through with the Scar. The chances of his opponent getting out with that low health are almost 0 to none. But him going there, pickaxe swinging the cone, just ends up creating an unnecessary 50-50, even though he's at significant health advantage, and it almost cost him. That was probably the biggest mistake that Calc made. But again, we have floppers, so not that great of a deal. He gets out with barely 20 HP, but ends up, as you can see, finishing the fight as we already previously watched. Apparently the guy was very annoying to fight, but this is a really good example of using charges. Spraying the cone with the Scar. Beautiful right here. Good crouch. Excellent. And then edits the right side of the build because it creates a right-hand peek and protects his body. Now this is going to be an excellent example of not having tunnel vision. Breaks through, creates his own ramp, and then the ramp protects him, shoots through with a charge, doesn't click peek and misses, but then notice he's getting broken on by another opponent. Creates piece control and immediately doesn't tunnel vision. Gets to the side where it's open and then cracks and finish. And then, excellent. The opponent gets into a scuffed position where he doesn't own anything. Calc owns everything, so it's immediate 50-50. Calc, I guarantee you, is going to win that aim battle. This is exactly what happens. Nice crack, good use of the shockwave. Double swing, when the opponent isn't there. The opponent does get up a tad. But Calc better mechanically, gets up. Does a great job crosshair placement. Cracks, creates a pre-box, and the opponent has nowhere to go right. It's either going to Storm or go into that box. Better opponent would have probably just gone up and then tried to avoid that, maybe build down or use bouncers or whatever to get away from that certain situation. Especially in a 1v1, if it's moving zone, just get ahead and spray. You don't really need to go into a 50-50. But really good stuff from Calc in this VOD review. The biggest takeaway from this VOD review of Calc is number one, just absolute confidence in his ability that he is simply better. When it came to technical W King, there wasn't a ton of examples. He would jump directly on walls and double swing. But Calc is such a confident player. Calc has such confidence in his mechanics and his aim. This allows him to still dominate without being the most technically sound W Keyer. With jumping directly on walls, he puts himself at risk for getting piece controlled. He puts himself at risk for taking unnecessary 50-50s. But Calc, again, being one of the best players in NA East, probably has garnered that confidence that no matter what, in every game, he is probably going to be the best player in the lobby, especially in Arena. And Calc, with his personality, is known as being toxic, I'm the best mentality, and sometimes that just works for certain players. When you are W King, having the mentality that I'm just better, I'm mechanically better, I have better aim than everyone in this lobby, adopting that mindset can be extremely beneficial. Having that confidence is going to allow you to end fights and have the confidence to push other opponents that are playing more passive. As well, there was still some good examples of technical double keying. Piece control was still evident throughout, but in terms of just jumping on walls and double swing, he was just wild, pushing everyone. But again, he did show some great examples of not tunnel visioning. When he was in the 20th kill range, when he was initially pushing that first opponent, when he even had a wall under an old stair on his opponent, realized, hey, there's someone coming to my back, that he can come behind me and fry me. So what did he do? He went back and focused that opponent, ended up getting that kill super fast with excellent piece control, catching his opponent off guard, probably thinking, hey, I'm going to get a nice little free third party. Calc's like, nope, I'm going to focus you because you're on my back, and then I'm going to kill you, and the other person's probably going to get overzealous, overextend, and I'm going to kill him too, and that's exactly what Calc does. Calc then makes a shockwave play, ends the fight with good examples of piece control and reading his opponents. But overall, the biggest takeaway is confidence, 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 paired with really, really good aim and elite level mechanics. But that is going to do it for today's VOD review, guys. If you do enjoy my content, please drop a like on this video, hit that subscribe button, and turn on post notifications. And I hope I'll be seeing the next one. Peace.